Cause that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold said so. Feed me more. You just made the list.
What's up, armchair bookers? Let's go ahead. We're going to get into Raw. It is currently Thursday, May 10th, 2018. So I believe that would make Raw May 7th, 2018?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drinko
All right,
de
so we're going to
Mayo
go ahead.
was last Saturday.
Drinko de Mayo, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Is that, wait, okay. I'm trying to make sure that's
People
not like
get
a different...
drunk on that holiday.
I was just trying to make sure that it wasn't a different day besides the 5th, because I was seeing if you were making a joke, and I was like, I was gonna say people get drunk on the 6th, but never mind. All right, Raw after Backlash 2018 or Rest Hold 2018, as I have so dubbed it. Again, I am Jazz. I'm here with my good friend Pete.
What up, though?
And we are gonna go ahead and talk about this this follow up Raw to, like I said, Rest Hold 2018, where good old Roman was out there doing his thingy thing. Yeah. Anyway, so we open up Kurt Angle in the ring. Kevin Owens basically comes out. Kevin Owens is talking about, hey man, what do you talk about, Kurt? I should be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. It's not fair. Basically saying on some stuff like I shouldn't even have to fight. I should be in the Money in the Bank ladder match just because I'm Kevin fucking Owens. Fuck you. Kurt's like, you want to be in the match? Push you in a match against who else? Who else? And then he puts him in a match. I mean, solid match. Don't remember too many crazy spots that were bad or good. It's a nice match.
Yep.
And who do you think won? Like, do I have to tell you?
Not really. It's
Braun-
pretty obvious that Kevin won the match.
I'm sorry, it's probably obvious who won.
Yeah, Kevin, right? Yeah.
You realize that Kevin Owens is the shorter, chubbier fellow out of those two. So
Yeah. Why wouldn't he win? David and Goliath.
why wouldn't he win, seeing as how he's been losing every other match, whether it be tag team or singles that he's been in against this man? No, clearly Braun Strowman fucking he beat this man, beat the shit out of him. Like,
oh, he totally did.
Fuck did you expect?
It was free.
Like, come on. And then the next match, you talk about matches where it's like who you expect to fucking like lose. We got the Lone Wolf with the Who Cares against No Way Jose and the We Slightly Care More. Like, like, come on. Baron Corbin and the Revival versus No Way Jose and Titus Worldwide. Now, I say if you expect to lose, but surprisingly, Baron Corbin and the
actually kind of expected Baron and the Revival to win.
I was gonna say you expected them to win because they did, but I was gonna say surprisingly they won.
Baron is a semi-credible threat. The Revival, they were a threat in NXT. It's been kind of a joke since coming to main roster.
That's what I was gonna say. Out of these 6 competitors in this match, we give a fuck about 4 of them.
But hey, don't sleep on the Revival. They go hard all day, all night.
Before we get into your random music puns about people, no, because basically, as Ibn calls it, the jobber entrance. Yeah. The only people that got the full jobber entrance was the fucking Revival. They were just in the ring.
Yeah.
Of course, No Way Jose got to dance out. I think Baron Corbin even at least got his music played or some shit.
It was like halfway through his entrance when it started.
Right. But the Revival was just there. uh, Baron Corbin ended up hitting. He hit a beautiful end of days on No Way
I
Jose.
I I, I fucking love that finisher. Like it took a like now I've referred to it as the Cheetos in like
Hmm.
I'll explain in like my friend
Okay.
circle
Okay.
mainly because you've known me long enough to know that sometimes when doing things I might yell out a random gibberish sounding effect like
Yeah.
Siva Sako or Bulaka or even like Cheetos. Uh, uh, and when
Okay.
I first saw that, I was just we apparently I was real big in a real big Cheetos kick for a bunch of things, and then my first time I ever saw that, and they're like, "Oh, that's the Cheetos if I've ever seen it." And we're like, "Yeah, Cheetos," and so my friends and I just started calling it the Cheetos.
Is that from
Because I
anything,
didn't
or you just started saying
random
it?
gibberish. But because
Okay.
I say like Cheetos, like hitting people and stuff, with the random gibberish stuff, and then we see something like that, and I had no idea what the thing was called, and we're like, oh. Before we realized it was called the End of Days, we just called it the Cheetos. So it takes me a while. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, that's called the End of Days, not the Cheetos.
It's called the Cheetos because when you first saw it, you just randomly thought Cheetos.
Yeah, because I was in a real big Cheetos kick, as opposed to
Okay.
random other gibberish I have.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh man. You see this armchair bookers. You see who I'm friends with. All right. Anyway.
So yeah, he hits him with the Cheetos. I've always liked the Cheetos, but
Oh,
he's in him with.
that's
No,
funny.
the End of Days. It's just a great looking finish. It's just a
It's a great looking finish, man. It really is.
it
Um.
works. I believe that someone's out if they get hit with
Um.
that.
Before
It's
we
not
talk about
like that F5. Anyway, no, we're not going on that tangent again.
we've we've talked about that shit so much. We talked about that during fucking Backlash review. I was gonna say before we get on to the next match, can we talk about? I know that not everybody can fight, throughout the night, and I understand that not everybody can cut promos or whatever. But can we talk about how everybody is doing these fucking
Cell phone things. I hate
save
them.
face
I hate it.
iPhone thing? Yes, it gets old, man, because everybody's like, I'm gonna get the Money in the Bank match, blibbity 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 blue, and I'm done.
Wait, your ass ain't even gonna be anywhere near that match Ascension. What the fuck are you talking about? Who you
The
think you
Ascension
fooling?
did do what they did.
Who you think you fooling?
They did.
Same with you, Brazongo. Neither of you motherfuckers is gonna be in that match. You're
If,
not
if,
even gonna get a chance. Don't
as,
even bother.
as dumb as it was, if anybody cut like probably the best iPhone, I'm gonna get the Money in the Bank one. It was the fucking Brizango, the Fashion Police,
Oh yeah,
just
because
because how stupid it was.
that's their whole thing. Is that they're fucking stupid.
A briefcase. Oh, you mean the briefcase? Like, ugh.
Yeah, I need to brief you on this new case that we got. Yeah, it's a briefcase. Just the like. I love their dynamic, as stupid as it is, but because of how stupid it is.
That goes to also real quick too. That goes to I don't know if you heard, but there are rumors going around. There's supposed to be a third Money in the Bank, and they're saying that it's possibly going to be a tag team Money in the
Now
Bank.
that'd be fine. That
Then
would make
in
that would
that
make
case, the
sense
Ascension,
that the
the
Ascension
Ascension
and Brizango are
would be
talking
more
shit.
so, yeah. But yeah, like I don't know if you heard that, but that'd be kind of cool. When Kurt Angle first said it, it sounded like it was gonna be four fucking Money in the Banks because
Yeah.
he said something like there's gonna be one per like division or show or
Yeah,
per,
what,
like,
like two Money in the Banks for each Raw and SmackDown.
and
Like,
it was like
oh
four, like damn,
shit, there are some broken. How many ladders are you guys buying? You just spending all your Saudi Arabia money?
pretty much right on just letters. What did WWE buy? What they Saudi Arabia come up?
Shit, we bought too many ladders. Well, I guess we got like three more Money in the Bank matches. We're
TLC
good.
is how far away? Okay, we'll
December.
have
Oh
we'll
yeah,
have
we'll get more by then. Just use them all. Just get like
like
six Money in the Bank matches.
got to get some gimmick ladders too. You buy some gimmick ladders? Okay, cool. We're good. Like, no, now, a tag team Money in the Bank would be good. Four Money in the Banks, one SmackDown women's, women's, Raw women's, and then Raw men's would be too much of the same shit. But one all together men's, all together women's, and then a tag team. Because unfortunately, we don't have women's tag teams right now. The only women's tag team that we really got that are teams that I can think of right now are the fucking Iconics that are female
And the Riot Squad
and the Riot Squad.
and
Because
Absolution.
well, Absolution just broke up. So if you want to
Well,
say
they,
Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville are still together, I guess
they're still
they,
Absolution.
they just don't have the name right. But so Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Riot Squad, and fucking Iconics. Other than that, so of course tag team is gonna be all men. Unless they want to throw the fucking Riot Squad or fucking whatever in there. I mean,
Well, not really allowed to do the whole men versus women thing anymore.
after the Attitude Era, they stopped it, and some of that is for good measure because some of that shit was fucking ridiculous. Not saying whether I liked it or not at the time, but some of that shit for the Attitude Era, not even just the men-women violence. Some of that shit for the Attitude Era, looking back, was like, bro, we like this ridiculous shit. But yeah, anyway, before we get into that, um, Money in the Bank qualifying match, another one. We get to see the first women's Money in the Bank competitor. So we got Ruby Riot going up against Sasha Banks, going up against Ember Moon. Again, like I said, finally, after the first bit of the match of sitting there looking like they were part of the fucking set, the Riot Squad got involved. God damn it. You know how much it pisses me off to see somebody with a manager or part of your team watching and they just watch. Get in the match, look like, oh shit, so and so, pin him right now, or look out, or ref, what are you doing, or tell the crowd to shut the fuck up. But nah, Sarah, there was one part where Sasha Banks gets thrown over the fucking like ropes out the ring, and Sarah Logan just looked at Sasha. She's like, oh, what's up, Sasha? And then started looking more at the match. I'm like, what the? Especially if you're a heel team. If
Yeah.
you're a heel team, you need to be whooping ass and cheating,
Oh, I agree.
which they later did, and I was like, thank you. But don't just fucking, like, I'm telling you, before they started fighting, I was like, bruh, she really just gonna let Sasha just fly by her and just like, huh, that's nice. What, bruh? I'm like, I already told you how much I think Sarah Logan looked like she don't fit in with this damn group anyway.
Yeah.
She really does. And I was looking at some old Sarah Logan entrances solo when she was in NXT by herself. She looks so much more like she fits. Like, oh, okay, this is a country girl who does her thing, whatever, bam. Instead of trying to put her in this punk rock group. It's weird. Anyway, it's clearly a shake for Ruby Riot.
Yeah.
It's clearly a shake for Ruby Riot because people, like I said, people don't care about the Riot Squad altogether, but they damn sure don't care about the other two. If it wasn't for the fact that I cared enough to figure it out,
Yeah.
majority
I
people
don't really like Ruby Riot. Popsicle Tongue is there, and other ones okay, I guess.
or as I call them, Ruby Riot, or Ruby Riot, the one with the blue tongue and the one with the white girl with the dreads.
Yeah, other one. And Popsicle Tongue, yeah.
But see, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that like I was doing this show and I just cared enough to kind of look and see what I missed, I wouldn't know their fucking names because I wonder how many other people don't know their fucking names. So yeah. Not to mention the fact that I looked at an old, and I'm gonna get off of Sarah Logan, but I looked at an old fucking Sarah Logan fucking thing doing a promo. This shit was so bad. When she was like fumbling and said, "Have you ever tasted game meat?" Or sounded like she said gay meat. Have you seen this promo?
I've not.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It was like the Riot Squad when they were still on SmackDown, and then they were talking about how come they weren't in the match and shit, and then Liv Morgan so Ruby Riot said, "Oh, Daniel doesn't. He's prejudiced against people with tattoos." That's what she said. Uh, Liv Morgan had said something about Daniel is prejudiced against blondes except for Lana because he was talking about how come they weren't in the Money in the Bank, even though the other two people in the Money in the Bank were Natalia and Charlotte. So she said don't like blondes, but they're blind. So that was dumb.
Yeah.
And then fucking Sarah Logan got on the fucking like promo and started talking about no, he just don't like people from the South, and started fumbling all over fucking words. And she said, have you ever tasted live game, but said lime game? And said, have you ever tasted game meat, but it sounded like she said gay meat? It was bad. But anyway, getting off of that. Another pointless part of the fucking match too, Bailey came out to help Sasha for what reason, and then Bailey got her fucking ass kicked. So not only did she come out to keep this Sasha Bailey shit going, but then the person that came out to help got the shit beat out of him.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And then the finish, I can imagine what it looked like live. I don't know. But the finish was supposed to be a double eclipse on Ruby Riott and Sasha Banks. From what I look like, Ember Moon, great competitor. Sasha Banks, great competitor. Ruby Riott, great competitor. From what I look like, this fucking shit look bad.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong for thinking this?
It didn't look as good as they probably wanted it to. But
Okay.
I didn't think it was terrible.
I think for the thought of it and for the attempt of it, yes. For the execution and how it looked,
Could have been better, but they keep emphasizing how young Ember Moon is, so.
Ember Moon is amazing. She's an amazing competitor, and I'm glad they're gonna put her in the match.
Yeah.
We need somebody who's gonna not be afraid to jump off shit.
Yeah.
So,
Oh
there
my
you go.
God, Eclipse off the fucking ladder.
Bro, crip off the ladder. Oh my god.
And that's gonna cost her the match. She's gonna be like, I need to do this.
She's gonna eclipse. Whoever gets the eclipse off the ladder needs to be out of the match for the rest of however long the match lasts.
I mean, she
Oh,
will
fuck.
be too. She will be too. It's like when Kalisto hit the Salito del Sol off the ladder onto another ladder. He and that other person were fucking dead.
Ember Moon needs to eclipse off of the ladder. She needs to eclipse off the ladder through a ladder. You're right. That needs to happen.
Well, I don't know about through a ladder because that really would only hurt her, considering it's like a stunner thing.
Like a stunner. True. It would look nice, but realistically, it would only hurt her. This is true. Renee Young sitting down with Bobby Lashley. Now, what did you think of this? I'm a little torn with this. So I'll give my thoughts. I'm curious what you thought of the Bobby Lashley interview.
Why? It's cool that he likes his mom and sisters. As someone with a mom and sisters, I can also be like, yay. You know,
Right, you do have a few
good,
sisters.
Good. I have two. Good
Right.
Good to shout out the fam. Always good to shout out the fam. Oh, and kind of interesting. We learned about the scar. But what does this have to do with anything? He didn't even declare himself for the Money in the Bank.
Oh shit!
He just had an interview where he's like, "Here's my life story. Also, I have 3 sisters. They picked on me because I was the youngest. I even got a scar from one of them. I knew not to mess with her."
and all he really did was not even really talk about nothing about his life except his sisters. So he even didn't really talk about his life, really.
Yeah, Renee Young talked about his life with he was in the army and did the fucking. It was crazy to see that he. Like I said, from an educational standpoint, like,
it was interesting shit. Yeah,
it would have made a great WWE 24 or WWE documentary. So give us a Bobby Lashley documentary. Don't give us a segment on Raw where it has nothing to do with anything. It was interesting.
They had built it the fuck up too. Like Bobby Lashley sits down with Renee Young. They had like built it up too before it even happened. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I said I'm torn because one, everybody can't be there every night. Everybody can't fight every night. So one, it was good just to see Bobby Lashley and everything. And then two, we also had people saying, let like we just said in Backlash shit, let Bobby Lashley do something. Let's learn more about Bobby Lashley instead of just he teams with Braun and does vertical suplexes and sometimes botches them. Like, let's do some shit. So it was cool to see more with that. Let alone we got to 3 learn about Bobby Lashley. But the big 4 to tack on the end of that was, what did this really mean in the grand scheme of a wrestling show, and what did this really fucking do for him? So yeah, everything about it was good except for, and like, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest problem with that. So that's why I said I liked everything about that. That's another great WWE idea, but the execution was a little. It was more so like they even probably could have done it on another episode of Raw down the road, but right now, I don't know. I'm not sure if this promo came next. I think I actually missed it, but we had Roman Reigns. We had Roman Reigns in the fucking back complaining about I'm not picked by the powers that be and talking about backstage politics hold me back. Bruh, who the fuck wrote this shit and gave this motherfucker this shit?
It's like,
Who wrote that?
Romo's promo and his delivery of it. I
It
will
was a
say,
good delivery.
it wouldn't be bad if it weren't total bullshit.
That's what I'm saying.
He is like the least sympathetic character ever, because everyone knows how bullshit his complaints are.
Him over here talking about backstage politics and they trying to hold me down and I'm not handpicked. Bruh, you are handpicked. Backstage politics are working in your favor. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, and like you said, it was good delivery. It was like anybody talking shit about Roman came fucking promo. That was good delivery. It was just all lies.
Like, it's like, oh great, the one time he does a good promo in like the last 10, it's total bullshit, and it's like, well, that the impact of that's lost on me.
It's like, dude, you cannot complain about backstage politics to the dude who main evented WrestleMania to a sea of booze. Fucking main evented a Greatest Royal Rumble to a sea of booze. Overseas main evented fucking Backlash Rest Hold 2018 to a fucking sea of booze throughout the entire match. You can't tell me it's backstage politics like working against you, bro. I don't know.
Main evented like 4 in a row too.
To a sea of booze.
Main evented 4 WrestleManias in a row, I think.
And the booze just get worse and worse and just grow and grow. But backstage politics is holding you back. Ah, my bad. Okay, cool. Because you're not a heel. You're getting booed, and you're not a heel. So yeah. Jinder Mahal versus Chad Gable again. After the big upset, Jinder Mahal was complaining and talking shit or whatever about how he needs to have a Money in the Bank qualifier or just be put in the match. So Kurt said, you know what? Well, fuck you, fight Chad Gable again. And then Jinder Mahal said, well, you know what? Fuck you and Chad Gable, and fucking won.
Yeah.
So he hit the Colossus on him and whipped his ass. So yeah, not too much to say there.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
What you
I
gonna
was
say?
thinking about something else. I saw something in my notes, but yeah, it wasn't that match. It was a different match.
Bruh, the team with Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler
That.
against Heath Slater and Rhino. Like, if you don't like Drew McIntyre and the Dolph Ziggler team right now, I'm not saying you, Pete. I'm saying you in general of anybody.
Yeah.
If they don't like Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler right now, then I don't know what you're gonna like in wrestling.
Yeah. My favorite thing about the match was at the start of it, Heath versus Drew in the crowd. 3MB!
Yeah, for a minute they did that.
3MB! 3MB!
But there was no mention. There was no mention of 3MB by the commentary, and then Heath or Drew acted like they didn't know each other.
Well, yeah, because 3MB was a jobber team, and 2 members of said jobber team were trying to be credible nowadays.
This is true.
And
But
then there's Heath.
they could have made a little nod to it.
They could have. The crowd sure as hell did. 3MB! 3MB!
Because you remember how much I did not like 3MB, and even I thought
I loved it.
even I thought it was kind of cool that 3MB was fucking like in the ring together.
Yeah.
These 2 of them, and you know what's funny is like I said on another podcast. Now that they're like all like former champions in their own right and shit, if 3MB like did reform again,
Yeah, they could actually
much
be
as I
kind of
didn't like-
intimidating.
I was gonna say as much as I didn't like them. If 3MB formed again, I would honestly fucking pop and mark out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, he's been holding on to the music this whole time.
It was his gimmick that they got it from.
Well, he was the one-man band, yes. But he
That's
had
what
a completely different theme. And then ever since they became 3MB, he has the just one-man intro, but it's literally tacked on to the 3MB theme. The chorus, "We're a three-man band," still plays with his fucking
you're not
intro
you're not
music.
you're not gonna go down your road of of how the numbers are off in that song again.
I'm just saying. You were like, they took it from his gimmick. I'm like, yes, his gimmick is he's the one-man band, but his song still says, "We're a three-man band." He is holding on to that fucking group. That's all I'm saying. He's holding on to the dream that one day they will reunite again.
They probably will, man. Not, but I mean, it's not time to reunite them yet, anyway. But somewhere down the road, they probably will. Um, they ended up winning with the Zigmore, bro. I fucking love the Zigmore. Like, Jesus Christ, could you imagine? Speaking of, like we say, with the whole realistic factor and how it looks, you imagine getting kicked in the face and then dragged backwards
Yeah.
by like an unknowing force, bruh? You would get sent to the hospital and damn near die.
Yeah, you'd be
If
fucked up.
if this fucking big ass 6'5" dude kicked you in your jaw and then this dude just snatched you backwards,
Is
yeah,
he really only 6'5"?
I'm assuming he's 6'5". He might be like more than that. I don't know. I'm
Fair
assuming.
enough. He seems like he's taller than that, but he could only be 6'5".
I mean, he's not Braun Strowman height. So
Oh no, he's exactly 6'5".
yeah,
Also, he's only 32. Thank you,
I
Google.
thought he was a little younger than that. Oh, um, next, Bobby Roode and Elias. Elias was doing a concert before this, wasn't he? Or am I wrong?
Elias, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's almost like kind of dumb to not have Elias do a concert on any show that he's wrestling on from now on.
Yeah, he wanted to do the show that he got
That he couldn't do it
denied
back.
the
That's
previous
right,
night.
right.
I think that's when he did the whole turn pivot thing,
No,
actually.
he did it at Backlash.
Okay.
He did the whole like turn pivot thing and the boos and the shits. Because he did all of that way before he finally sat down and did and like everybody started interrupting his ass. Um, you talk about you think last week fucking Elias tried to kill Bobby Roode with the throat shit. How about the fact that this motherfucker pulled the cover off of the metal connector piece?
He did the week before.
Oh, he did. Oh, okay, I didn't catch
So
that.
he
Okay,
was going to go for it again.
he fucking he's he doesn't want this man to be able to speak. He's
Yeah.
like, hope you brushing up on your sign language, Bobby. Shit.
I know the
But
sign for glorious.
right, whoa, Forrest. Right. Uh. Anyway, please don't get offended, people. We're just joking. Um. But he wins with a glorious DDT. Now, this is something that you pointed out. I don't know how true this is or not. Or how accurate this is. But you said that if he does wear red for Raw, red robe for Raw, blue robe for SmackDown, at Backlash, if it's supposed to be the first co-branded pay-per-view, which is bullshit, but if it's supposed to be the first co-branded pay-per-view, he wore a purple robe. And honestly, the first thing I thought when I saw that was you talking about that shit. He wore a purple robe, red and blue make purple, right?
That's hilarious. I didn't even pick up on that.
Although he did have a blue robe Monday.
Oh, he
So,
did? Okay.
but
So I
he
guess
did
he's
have
just wearing whatever the fuck robe he wants to.
he did have a purple robe at Backlash though. And the first thing I thought about was you. Um Intercontinental Championship. Seth Rollins has an open challenge to anybody in the back, basically talking about the Miz ain't shit and I'm a better Intercontinental Champion, which is kind of like at this point what we know about the Miz is like Intercontinental record. It's kind of bullshit, but anyway, like
Last week it was what I learned from watching Roman and Brock was what kind of champion I don't want to be. I want to be a fighting champion this week. What I learned from fighting The Miz is what kind of champion I don't want to be. I want to be a fighting champion.
and I'm like, what we know about the Miz, that's kind of a lie. But anyway, like, so Miz, not Miz, Seth Rollins.
Well, Miz isn't really a fighting champion. Miz is a heel champion. Miz is
eh,
I will fight if I have to, but for the most part, I'm going to avoid fighting. And when I do fight, it'll be like every underhanded tactic possible to win. But
This is
my
true.
wife is at home with my kid, and they took the Mr. Raj from me, so I don't have underhanded tactics.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't have he doesn't have actual wrestlers in his corner right now to help. I
He
got you.
doesn't have his Alex Riley like 3.0. He'll find it.
Yeah. Oh, Alex Riley.
Alex, oh, sorry, 4.0, because technically 2.0 was a Sandow. 3.0 is
Oh, Sandow's worse than Riley about what happened with that shit. Oh, okay.
because people actually liked Sandow.
Riley
Uh,
Riley could have been something too. Both
uh
of them.
he could have. They even gave him that like awesome theme, and then
Anyway.
exactly.
Um. So Seth Rollins, he has an open challenge to anybody, and who should answer it? But I don't get hype. I stay hype. Fucking Mojo Rawley walked out.
I don't have that gimmick anymore. I stay boring.
Shit,
Like
he doesn't do that no more. You're right.
I was so mad. I'm like, but that was the only thing interesting about him.
That
He,
honestly
he's
was.
he's kind of meh in general, but he had the hype thing, and I could at least go, yeah, he says he's hype, and I'm looking at him, he's very hype.
Mm.
But
How
now
about
he's like, nah, I'm gonna talk extra slow when I do my promo
he
on the
sounded like
way to
he
the
was
ring.
to me? He was talking like some slick dude you meet on the street trying to game you. Like, hey, how you doing, man? I'm gonna go ahead and get up in here and fight you for this title, Playboy. And I was like, what the fuck? Am I about to be like gamed at the bus stop? What the fuck is this? Like that's what he reminded me of. Some dude on the street trying to like slick out. Like, hey, Playboy, I got watches for you, dog. Like, what the
Mhm.
fuck? Like, what
Hey
the
yo, you
hell?
want some of this shit, man? I got gadgets and gizmos aplenty, dog.
Is that from something, or did you
I
just
got
make
who's
that
its
up?
and what's its galore.
Did you just make this up? What is this?
Hey yo, you want thingamabobs? I got
What the fuck? What the fuck is
20.
that? We're not. I'm gonna let you get away without telling what the hell that was.
Little Mermaid.
What?
It
No,
was
that ain't.
me. It was me quoting a Little Mermaid song as if I was a guy trying to sell shit on the street. That whole like, I want
Oh,
more
but
shit.
he didn't say dog and shit. That's what. Okay, I got
Well, I said that. Then I just said I got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. Then I'm like, I got who's it's and what? It's galores. You want thingamabobs? I got 20.
you. Okay. All right, that's funny. I got you. But no, Mojo Rawley and how about the crowd fucking chanting "We want Ryder"?
Because they were in Long Island.
Right, and they were the hype bros at one point. Right.
Yeah. Also, the Long Island really likes Ryder. Ryder's another one of those people that it's like
He got over
people like
organically.
him, but WWE doesn't. So fuck you.
Ryder fucking in Canada, fucking Montreal, Owens and Zayn come out to start the show. In fucking Long Island, fucking Ryder has a little promo, or not even promo, but like a little segment backstage. That's it.
Where
Fuck you,
he
crowd.
asks
Fuck
to
you,
have
fans.
a match,
And then doesn't get an
and
answer.
then yeah, Kurt Angle not only ignores him, but like makes a play on his catchphrase to tell Jinder no, and that's it.
And so basically, it's like, yeah, crowd. So fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, bruh, fuck. So basically, like, if SmackDown Live comes to St. Louis, well, no, they're not gonna hold Randy back. Let me shut up. That's not gonna happen.
It's Wendy.
Like, there's no way they're not gonna let me. They're not gonna have Randy Orton be here in St. Louis. Like, no. um, but so after the backlash of Backlash on Rollins' knee, he still ends up winning with a curb stomp on Mojo.
Yeah, Mojo ain't shit.
Mojo ain't shit, man. It's kind of disappointing, like you said, because of the "don't get hype, stay hype" thing. Before I even knew who Mojo Rawley really was, it made me want to like him.
That's all there was to him, and it was cool. Like, oh yeah, you don't get hype, you stay, and he got over with it. But then they decided, let's turn him heel.
And
Also,
then,
he's apparently friends with the Patriots player Robert Gronkowski. So
do you not like Gronkowski?
I don't like the Patriots.
Oh, ever since what happened with the Rams when they were still here in St.
I
Louis.
despise that team and everything This isn't a
ever
football show.
ever since what happened with the Rams, when the Rams used to be here in St. Louis.
And then it just got worse and worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't a football show.
Right. The Leaders of Worlds versus Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, who are now officially Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas after they had told the Miz, we're done with you and all this
I
shit.
don't know. They might be stay tuned. Huh?
So I'm looking at some notes right now about it, and they said they might be calling themselves Stay Tuned. When did they say this?
In their little promo thing before the match, they're like, we're no longer supporting actors, we're lead roles. We get to have something. What day was that? I don't know. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. So they probably might not stick with Stay Tuned. The announcers are like, I guess they're calling themselves Stay Tuned. We'll try it out and see how that works. They're probably going to call themselves something different every fucking week until something sticks.
They might have a banner that says Stay Tuned for their name when they come out next week or whenever they come out next. They won with a double Sister Abigail. Now, this is my thing with the double Sister Abigail. It looked cool, but it looked weird at the same time.
Sister Abigail was banished to the lake of reincarnation. It's the tandem kiss. Thank you.
Where in the fuck did you hear that?
Almost verbatim from Corey Graves when it happened. They're like, oh, it's the double Sister Abigail. Because you gotta remember, some of the things I love is that fucking the commentators can't keep a fucking straight face and like almost are always corpsing when it comes to Hardy Wyatt. Like,
really?
Yes.
I have not noticed any of this.
Corey Graves just is completely like into the lore of it. So he's like, So he's like, it was at the thing, the reincarnation. He's different now. Samael and whatever he had himself calling himself. They got this. He's got all the lore down. Meanwhile, fucking Michael Cole doesn't like the fact that Senor Benjamin is like targeting him on Twitter, and Coach just starts cracking up when he starts talking about
yeah, I didn't know what the fuck he was like. He was like, you guys think you have it bad. I'm being targeted by a kid and a bald guy. I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, apparently, like, Matt Hardy's son, King Maxwell, has a fucking Twitter, probably tended to by Matt or someone they know, and Senor Benjamin, the butler dude. Apparently, they're just attacking him on Twitter constantly. He's like, I hate this.
When he said that, I was like, the fuck does that mean? So that's what that means. Okay. But, okay, so the double, the tandem kiss, but whatever.
Well, I mean, the Sister Abigail's, technically, the name of it was Sister Abigail's Kiss.
Technically, right, but nobody ever called it that, but no, you are right. Which is why the amount of people who didn't see that whole promo about Sister Abigail, who she was and all this stuff, are probably wondering why it's called Sister Abigail in the first place, let alone why Bray is going around kissing these grown men on the forehead before he does the move. So, yeah, if you missed that promo, which happened when Bray Wyatt first came to the main roster and they told you about his move, if you missed that promo, you just lost as to the whole point of his finisher. So, yeah. That was before I had stopped watching wrestling again for a minute. So I did see that, thankfully. So
they've been together since the dawn of time. Oh, they've been together for like 3 weeks.
Corey Graves.
Cole isn't buying it. Cole and Coach ain't buying this shit at all. And Corey Graves is just entirely into it. But Coach can't keep a fucking straight face half the time. He's just like trying not to laugh because of how into it Corey is. I love it.
Money in the Bank qualifying match. Finn Balor up against Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns. Sami Zayn did not have any support for with Kevin Owens going out to this match after he fucking threw him to the goddamn wolves at WrestleMania 2018.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know if there's dissension in that team or if they just fucked with us for the sake of fucking with us. But anyway, Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns. Now, I'm surprised Finn fucking won, first of all. But at the same time, I'm not. You know that it's bad when Roman Reigns gets coup de grace in the production area and left for dead. and I know he's coming back.
Yeah.
I knew it. Me and Ibn sit up there. We like he ain't gonna stay there forever. He gonna make some last minute save. There was no fucking way he was gonna fucking stay there. You knew that wasn't gonna happen.
Also, the second they started teaming up, yes, 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 yes. Even though they're definitely back to muting the crowd like consistently because the crowd definitely was quiet there.
That fucking boo like turn down shit is fucking like silly as hell. But yeah, so like I said, I'm surprised that Roman ended up losing and Finn won, but I'm not completely surprised because let us not forget 2 Money in the Bank matches, 3 Money in the Bank matches, still a lot more time for singles matches. Can still be on that fucking card in the singles capacity. Not surprised here.
Yep.
How many shows, pay per views did The Rock main event? How many ladder matches was The Rock in? There you go. You see? So he could still be in a singles fucking match and be on the show and piss everybody off and have people walk out one more time. Um, but I mean, yeah. So there was a coup de grace, and he ends up winning after Jinder Mahal interfered, which looks as though they're teasing that the start of Reigns Mahal feud.
That's fine. Keep him out of the Money in the Bank.
Like,
Give the Money in the Bank to someone who fucking needs it, not Roman.
what's so bad is Jinder Mahal wouldn't have been bad in a Money in the Bank match.
Nope. In all honesty, what they'll probably do is next week have a match between the two of them to decide.
To decide.
Screwed, and then Roman wins free, and then we're all set.
Because Jinder in a Money in the Bank wouldn't be bad. Even if Jinder doesn't win the title again, okay, cool. Jinder in a Money in the Bank would be good for his character, and it would be good just because it's like, oh, he's going for the title again, even if he doesn't win. Jinder would be decent in that match. He's not bad in the ring, all that good shit. And then you got fucking Sunil Singh could fucking be the person that like interferes for him and shit. Good, super good heel shit. But yeah, I don't know. They don't need to fucking like be feuding because, like I said, it's two people who don't connect with the crowd like they're supposed to. And then here we go. Yeah, you put them in a match together. I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be a whole lot of boos, and they're not gonna be like just for fucking Jinder.
Oh no,
And
there was cheering for Jinder when he interfered.
when he did that shit, right?
It's like, speaking of Roman Reigns and Money in the Bank matches, I will go back to this. It's like the man who he apparently turned out to be a prophet, Bray Wyatt, once said when he interrupted and screwed Roman out of the Money in the Bank. Anyone but you, Roman. Anyone but you.
I mean that's how the crowd feels. The crowd is like somebody else fucked up the match. The crowd don't like Jinder Mahal, and not because they're not supposed to. The crowd don't like Jinder Mahal because he ain't connecting, and they're like, get him off my screen. But Jinder Mahal fucks up Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Yeah, lesser of two evils, basically.
I'm just surprised a "Thank you, Jinder" chant didn't break out. Thank you, Jinder. Thank you, Jinder.
Whenever you gotta thank you whoever when it's not supposed to be, like when it's not in the favor of like what's supposed to happen, yeah, that's bad. And those are always like, eee. Oh, speaking of random chants popping out, how about that fucking like you deserve it and all that shit that popped out randomly earlier in the night during the match?
Yeah.
Supposedly what happened was, from what I heard, supposedly somebody like proposed.
Yeah, there was like a she said yes, and you deserve it, and all
In the
that stuff.
middle of the fucking match.
Yeah, it's like when they did. It's like when some dude proposed during a Paul Heyman promo, and they're just like doing it. People just like yes, yes, yes. She said yes. She said yes. She said yes. She said yes. And Paul Heyman just stops his promo. He's like, the only reason that she said yes, by the way, is because she's never been in the ring with a beast like Brock Lesnar.
Some people can fucking do that, man. Some people are good at doing that shit, bruh.
You interrupt my promo. No, yeah, it's like something about don't interrupt my promo, you jackass. You know, it's kind of line, and then he went right back into it. Yeah, next time you try to upstage my promo, you gotta get fucking in line, or you know what I mean.
But yeah, like I don't know. We'll move on to SmackDown in a second. But I was gonna say my thing with that, you want to propose, but at least wait until like in between the matches.
Nah, they just didn't care about that match. She said, "Yeah."
True. This is true. This is true. This is true.
I think that was the women's match, right?
I forget.
Fair enough.
I honestly forget when it happened. But I don't know, man. Like, I not shitting on nobody anyway. Because if you want to propose and you love somebody, who cares? But I think a wrestling
Yeah,
event is an odd place to propose anyway.
sporting events in general.
Unless you do the big like screen or whatever thing. But then most women I've heard don't even really like that shit. So
No, it's too much pressure.
exactly.
It's the same thing there. You had the whole crowd chanting yes, 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 yes. You know,
Right. That whole section. The rest of the crowd who was there who like wasn't in that section was probably like, what in the fuck? All right, moving on to SmackDown. This is May 8th because that is the day after the 7th. I look at me. I can add 7 plus 1 is 8. All right,
is it?
May 8th. Blew your
Shit.
fucking mind, didn't I? I know. May 8th, 2018. Tuesday that just passed. Pay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do this for Ivan since he's listening. I'm gonna do this in post, but let me go ahead and put this in here real quick. We start the night off with
Page here.
all right. What I did, Pete, was in post. I'm gonna put Paige here because Ibn thinks that is so fucking funny, and he asked me to put a Page here like thing in the fucking thing if I could remember to. So Ibn, if I remember it, you're fucking happy. Anyway, Paige starts off the fucking night. I forgot even what she was really fucking talking. She's talking about some Money in the Bank qualifiers are gonna happen and all this shit. Blah 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 blah. I feel like when people become GMs, for some reason with WWE, they make you a GM unless your name is Teddy Long, Eric Bischoff, or like Mick Foley, or like Stone Cold. Maybe for the most part, people become GMs and they become boring.
Yeah. Yeah, Paige's main thing. Okay, I'm not gonna say Paige does bad promos because she doesn't necessarily,
Right.
but her accent is very thick.
You talk about thick accent, Becky Lynch, bro. Becky Lynch is
But
a beautiful woman, but her
Becky
accent,
Lynch also doesn't have to talk for 20 minutes at the beginning of every show,
true.
which Paige didn't either, but she is now. So that just didn't help. It's like, this kind of detracts. When you were just angry and yelling, "This is my house," that was nice, short to the point. You were
Yeah.
angry. Let's go. Now you're trying not to be heel. You're trying to be a face, which Paige, not really a face.
Okay, I feel you.
You know what I mean? She's trying to be a face. She's got the whole trying to be friendly to everybody, and then she's like trying to play the crowd. Like, we got this person.
She
Versus
do,
this
she
person.
does kind of do the whole like she does kind of do that shit. Yeah. Damn. The worst, I think the worst example of, and then we'll move on. But the worst example of such an interesting character getting neutered by the fucking like GM title was AJ after Raw 1000 when she was crazy AJ. She was fucking insane. Then they made her GM, and then it was just like she was just boring.
Yeah.
It was such an exciting thing of just like, oh man, this crazy lady, like she's fucking nuts. What's she gonna do as GM? And then she was fucking a regular person. But whatever. That I thought that was bad. I was at Raw 1000 too, and everybody went nuts when she became GM and shit. But anyway, all right. Money in the Bank qualifying match: Miz versus Jeff Hardy. Whole time I'm watching this match, that's what I was thinking. Miz is on from now on, unless otherwise stated. As far as I'm concerned, for the most part, Miz is on Match of the Night watch. Cause like he's on Match of the Night watch, dude. Cause after Backlash and then this,
It was a damn good match.
it was a damn good match. And then the finish,
Yeah, they actually tried to like give him back some credibility after
The,
fucking Backlash.
the finish, man, I went like, oh, when he hit the swanton and then he like rolled over out of nowhere into like the backslide or whatever, bruh,
Yeah, I
that
liked
was
it.
Miz's on Match of the Night Watch, man.
Yeah, and it's not him really kicking out of the swanton so much as it is him just reversing like
He just rolled over, yeah.
yeah, they turned he turned Jeff's own momentum against him because Jeff was like leaning back for the pin, and he's just
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
I got you, and then rolled out, and Jeff didn't kick out of a Skull Crushers finale to get to that point. He just
Right.
didn't get hit by it. I don't know why this is so hard to be like. You don't have to kick out of people's finishes. You just have to not let them hit it. That
Right.
way, you keep the finisher dangerous.
Like I said, man, it's like I said beforehand. The reason why that shot of Taker laying on Michaels is so crazy, with Taker eyes bugged out, is because he just kicked out of a tombstone, and at that point we had
Or,
been made to
or
believe the
better yet,
tombstone was so crazy.
Or better yet, when Taker kicked out of the Sacred Combo the year later, the End of an Era match, or 2 years later, the End of an Era, the fucking
Mm.
Sweet Chin music into Pedigree, and he literally scared the shit out of Shawn. It's just like,
Like, bruh, like it's like because we've been made to believe these moves damn near kill you. like
like no, like some
for
people
3 seconds you're dead, like
like
at least.
like even when considering that the streak was still alive and well, even knowing that they're not gonna fucking break the streak, it's like, well, if the streak ends to Sacred Combo, then I guess that's just what's gonna
It
happen.
would
You
have been
got Sweet Chin
understandable.
music into Pedigree. I mean,
Would have been understandable.
I guess that's it. Nah, it took
Um.
three F5s though to end the streak.
Next match. Money in the Bank qualifying for the women's. Charlotte Flair against Peyton Royce. Now, help me out here real fast. Did we really think that they were? There may have been 10% of me that was like, "What if?" But did we really think that they were gonna let Peyton Royce by herself beat Charlotte Flair to be in the Money in the Bank? Like, come on now, y'all.
Not really.
Like I said,
But she
ten
also had
percent. Like
the other one out there.
she did, but I mean, Billy Kay was doing the same thing that the Riot Squad does. That I said until the Riot Squad interfered Monday, sitting there and just watching like she might as well pull a chair up and been a fucking fan. Oh, yay, that's cool. Woohoo! Like what the fuck? Anyway, I don't know. I have a serious issue with that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. And this is what I was talking about a little bit. I think in the Backlash review is we all know in ring Charlotte, fucking incredible, like in ring competitor. And then I heard, and then I really witnessed last week, the Iconics. No, in ring, no. The amount of carrying that fucking Charlotte had to do for Peyton in this match, it was fucking crazy. Or is that just me?
It's not just you.
She, the Peyton was slowing her down at one point. I definitely saw that. Peyton was like slowing down some of the pace, and like Charlotte had to like kind of stop and like move. You talk about how Brian had to like move Cass or whatever. Like Charlotte had to kind of stop and like see where Peyton was and move here and then do this and then make sure this was okay and then do. And I'm just like, fuck. And then the way Peyton Royce tapped out even irked me a little bit. I ain't never seen nobody tap out with both hands. That was just weird. That's a little bit of nitpicking, but and then she tapped out with both
Yeah,
hands.
she
Like,
was like,
fuck?
patty cake.
I don't know. The fucking Iconics, man. I told you. I actually went back and watched a clip of their debut on YouTube just out of curiosity. Like I think last night. Their fucking debut on the on SmackDown Live a few weeks ago after WrestleMania was so much better than what they have done recently. Then again, they didn't have to talk for more than fucking like a few lines in a match, and that was it. But yeah, this fucking and the fucking impression she did of Charlotte's face, yeah. Like I
It's
said,
not
man,
good.
there's a difference between I don't like you because I'm supposed to not like you, or I don't like you because you're bad at what you're doing.
They're definitely in that latter category.
And I mean, you can say what you're doing, but they're running they're Vicky Guerrero status for me. Vicky Guerrero's never good at what she did, but yeah, we won't get into that.
I liked Vicky more, and that's
Vic,
not to say I was a Vicky fan, but I liked it more than this.
Vicky was never good at what she did.
Oh, she was good at what she did. She was very good at screaming, screaming and being annoying. I
I'm
don't
gonna try to.
necessarily say I liked her, but as far as what she did, because that's literally all her character was, but it was better than this iconic shit. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. I don't know. At least the Iconics actually can wrestle a tad bit better than Vicky, but I mean, I don't.
Vicky was
I don't want.
never meant to be a wrestler either.
True, true, true. That's what I say. I don't want to get into a whole Vicky Guerrero conversation on this thing, but no, that's true. Um, Shinsuke Nakamura does a backstage interview. He tried to do the whole "don't speak English" shit. Renee actually got an answer out of him. Said they're not done. It was nice to see him. I would have liked to have seen like some type of follow up or retribution or something after this shit happened. After the fucking like both big events, like no contest finishes. But whatever. At least we still got to see his face on the show. And uh, the fucking the fucking bar getting pranked by New Day. What? How about the fact? How about the fact that we fucking start the thing and we just open to 10 seconds of Sheamus eating before anything happened? Like what? I'm eating Lucky Charms. It's what I it's what I do when I'm upset. I was like, what the fuck? You stereotyping ass bitches. I love this. It was hilarious,
Such a stereotype.
but it was funny. And then they
Mhm.
fucking like open their fucking bags and it's pancakes just filled with pancakes. And then fucking he said, "Oh, you think you can fight Woods?" So he fought Woods and shit. The fucking "We want pancakes" chant. Or how about the fact that during the match of Cesaro and Woods, they fucking Kofi started throwing pancakes at fucking Sheamus and Cesaro, just throwing them bitches like frisbees at him. Good match, man. And then Cesaro has one up on Sheamus. Cesaro fucking actually beat Xavier Woods. So that's another thing for them to continue next week. Um, Absolution, sir. Absolution is broken up according to Paige, sir.
And they're like, "Fuck you, you're not our mom."
But they're, I mean, they may still pretty much do the exact same shit and just be Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, but still, or they may just call themselves Absolution and say Absolution minus Paige, like fuck you. But either way, apparently this was Mandy Rose's like debut as far as like solo in ring, like since she came to the main roster.
Mhm.
What you think about her entrance? I thought it was actually pretty cool.
It was all right. The music was kind of boring.
Music may be a little bit boring, but I thought it was pretty cool what they did with the whole
And her gimmick apparently is that
the
she's
dream
hot.
sequence. Yeah, the dream sequence shit. Yeah, and then she walked to the ring all sexy, slow motion and shit.
It was weird.
I actually kind of liked it because it was different. And then, I mean, if there's any people right now who are like breathtaking as far as like looks, female wise, on WWE, Mandy Rose is definitely up there. Like, or at least stereotypically, what anybody would say, people would put Mandy Rose up there. I put it that way. So it made sense. She ends up beating Becky Lynch. I was a little surprised, actually, more than a little surprised that she beat Becky Lynch.
Yeah, apparently they're going with the Becky Lynch is a jobber now gimmick.
It's slowly going that way,
Or
man.
they're like, she's in a slump.
She's in a slump because she was apologizing to Oscar last week. Like, oh man, I can't believe I cost you the match. And then like she ain't really won nothing in about 3 weeks now, including this Mandy Rose loss. So yeah. I think I looked it up to see, and I feel like Mandy Rose didn't even have a finisher. So yeah. she lost to somebody with no finisher, which is always fun.
Mhm.
And then the last Money in the Bank qualifying match, nobody can say Daniel Bryan is not trying to give a rub to the new guys. Fucking Rusev ended up beating this man. It's pretty fucking surprising.
Yeah.
It was pretty on top of the whole like seeds they planted of Lana coming back and Rusev Day breaking up, and now all of a sudden there's no Lana and they don't let they breaking up. So
Well, they planted seeds. Seeds take time to grow.
true. This is true. Man, that intro,
Baltimore, more like Balta-less.
that, he fumbled a little bit on something too. I forget what it was, but he fumbled.
Like Balta-less, something but don't stress. Oh yeah, at Baltimore, more like Balta-less. The Ravens and Orioles fail to impress, but don't stress. Daniels Bryan's here, and the crowd's gonna chant, yes, yes, yes. No.
No.
No. Is he going to win? Yes, yes, yes. No. Because ODB is going to wish he was still GM when the Lion is destroying him. You climb to the top of the ladder and say, what day is today?
Rusev Day! Rusev Day!
Rusev Day! And then it gets serious. Rusev Udril! Rusev match! Oh god, no.
That intro is the shit, man. I love the intro. Like, I mean, we'll see what happens with the whole Rusev breaking up. But like I said, Rusev's in the Money in the Bank. Like I said, you can't, and nobody can say Daniel Bryan ain't giving the newer guys a fair shake. Fucking Rusev goes over and he's doing this big Cass fucking feud that is dumb as hell. So
they also
yeah.
announced the match next week. It's like New Day versus the
Oh,
Bar.
yeah, the Bar.
Winner
Yeah.
gets a member from their team in the Money in the Bank match. I'm like, so New Day. So we can have our Kofi Kingston spot.
Rumors are rumors, blah blah blah. Rumors say that they're going to give Big E a shake, so Big E is going to go.
Maybe. I can also see Kofi just going in there to do the, hey, look, the athletic black guy. What can he do that's wacky?
I mean, Shelton did his little
he
iPhone
did his
thing.
promo about how he made the match famous,
and I was the whole time I was like, good point, because you got to think about it. Kofi's is the Royal Rumble. Shelton was the ladders in the Money in the Bank.
But when Shelton left, that became Kofi.
But when Shelton left, it did become Kofi.
He had the whole ladder stilts, fucking like other shit he was doing. It's like
Mark Henry holding it straight up, and he tried to climb it.
Yeah.
That shit like that. So that is true. I mean, I don't know. Like, I thought that Tuesday was better than Monday as far as the show. I did think that SmackDown just seemed like it just kind of ended.
Yeah.
That was weird to me. I was like, oh, it's over? The fuck?
Yeah, because they just kind of stopped the music when Rusev wins and just focus on Daniel Bryan.
Like, and they're like, oh, so
we'll
sad.
See you next week on Nitro. What?
On Nitro?
On Nitro, I like to do like random endings. So it's just like, we'll see you next week on Nitro. It's like, wait, what? No, what? You can't just end it there. Like, I think one time there was like chaos going on, and Sting like comes down on a fucking zip line. And like, oh god, it's Sting! He's coming to the ring, and we'll see you next week on Nitro. And Sting is like sliding down to the ring. We'll see you next week on Nitro.
No. Motherfucker. All right. Well, so that being said, after those two nights, we have Money in the Bank qualifiers at this particular time. Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, The Miz, and Rusev for the men's. Ember Moon and Charlotte Flair for the women's.
I think there's 8 men total gonna be in the match.
8 men, 8 women.
Oh, it is 8 women?
Which is why I'm surprised we only got 2 women's spots right now. as
Well, we'll
opposed
probably
to
get 2 men.
2 men next week and like 4 women,
Yeah, and then the following week 2 and 2.
2 and 2 to even it out,
Yeah.
and then we go from there of who's who. Yeah. Do we want to do this thing? Do we want to pick, like, obviously this ain't gonna have no bearing on uh the grand scheme of things, and it won't have any bearing on like our preview and predictions and shit. But if we were to do early picks for each match, I got Miz and Charlotte for my early,
We're just going off of who's
just
actually been confirmed.
just who's been confirmed right now.
Off of who's actually been confirmed.
Yes. I got Miz and Charlotte for my early picks. And I mean, this shit can change every week. This is just,
I'll say Charlotte for the women, since like Ember is good and all, but I don't think they'll give it to her.
when
Also,
I think about it,
if I'm being honest, neither of them's gonna get it, because when's the last time a face actually won the Money in the Bank?
true.
I mean, Cena did, and then he lost. So I mean, I guess you could do that.
True. That's a good point. Faces haven't won too many Money in the Banks.
Yeah, because it's a heel tactic to just come in when someone's low. Even when Rollins cashed in, yeah, everybody was cheering, but he was totally a heel at the time.
Yeah, RVD is the only person who actually like had a match for the case, like a bell to bell match for the case when he had it. So yeah, at least I can think about.
No, some people have matches. Some people just pin, like Daniel Bryan did, where he literally just pinned Big Show, and the ref just said ring the bell, and Big Show stayed knocked out, and he pinned him. Some people, like The Miz, had to actually fight. It was a short match, but a match nonetheless, where they're like, no, we got to let Randy stand up and say that he's got his bearings, and then they had like a good 3 or 4 minute match where Miz had to actually try and then finally win it.
Okay.
Other people do that, or you could be like fucking Carmella, where you just kind of kick Charlotte once and then pin her.
Right.
By the way, someone was pointing out her first like non-Money in the Bank cash-in match, like singles match, was at Backlash, and it was her first match like that since fucking November.
Her first singles match.
Yeah.
Shit.
Because she never really did anything, and after like the Money in the Bank, she didn't really need to be at any of the pay-per-views or the title or anything. She had the Money in the Bank. She could just cash in. She didn't need to do anything else either, because she had the Money in the Bank, and that just became her gimmick of, I have the Money in the Bank. When am I gonna cash it in? Mella's money.
She's great at like the in between like segments and the promos, man. But I was expecting her to, like I said, she's not going to, from a wrestling standpoint, she's not going to out wrestle Charlotte. But I was expecting there to be
Wrestling?
a show, like a show aspect to the match, which can add to the match itself. What made WrestleMania 17 with Rock and Stone Cold so good was more of the show and less of the wrestling style. You know what? Like I know I cite this a lot, but it's recent. But what made Triple H and Stephanie versus Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey so good was the show aspect. There was some wrestling too, but it was more of the spectacle of chasing Stephanie and all that shit. And that can make a match good in itself. And I was expecting Carmella to have that. And then we see that they fucking, her in ring talk is good too. She's in character and it's all good. But she just fucking, that's why I call it Resto 2018. That's one of the matches why I call it that. But yeah, so you said you got Ember. Who you got for the men's?
I said I don't have Ember. I said Charlotte. They're not gonna let Ember win.
Oh, my bad. Who do you have for the men's right now?
Based off of who's already in it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's go Braun.
I was gonna pick Braun, but part of me is like, do I want to pick Braun?
He's not going to. They let him win a Rumble. It didn't matter, but they let him win a Rumble. They're not gonna let him win the fucking ladder match too.
You need a big man in every Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Now,
so
granted,
it's nice that they got Braun in that bitch.
Eventually, Kane did win one.
True.
So who knows? Maybe Braun, but I'm joking about Braun. If we're talking about people that haven't been confirmed for the match yet, Roman. Until he's not confirmed for the match, I'm picking him as the winner.
I just don't see Roman walking around with a fucking case. That's the only reason I won't pick him. I feel like if Roman, Jesus Christ, if Roman is going to win the title, he's gonna win it in a different way besides having the fucking like Money in the Bank. I don't see Roman in Money in the Bank. I don't see Roman walking around with a case. So I would have like thought Ruby Riot would have actually made this fucking match. I'm surprised that they put three people in there and we had to choose between one of them. I would have thought the way they pushing Ruby, she would have been in the match. It would have given the Riot Squad a way to be like, look at us, we're helping out the heel, all that shit. But that's not the case. Bailey will most likely be in that fucking match though. We might, well, yeah, we might get one of if not both of the Iconics in that bitch. So yeah, I don't know. It was this was not that good of a week for wrestling, man. And it started off abysmal with Backlash, and then Raw was nah, and then Smackdown was eh. So yeah, that's it. I mean, I ain't really got too much more to add. Do you, sir? All right. Uh, plug your shit.
Oh, okay. I can do better about that this time. All right. So, obviously, you're listening to us here at the Call It in the Ring podcast. You hear us every week. Also, Jazz and I got a thing over on my channel on YouTube/Feo Grande. That's FEO space Grande. You can catch us there. We talk about DBZ movies and review those. Also, on my channel, the YouTube channel, I plan on putting other content aside from just the reviews with Jazz. I don't know what it'll be, if it's like other reviews of other things, fucking Let's Play videos, fucking skits. It'll be whatever I want. It's my channel. Do what I want. And then I also have a Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Giotavi. That's Giotavi. You can catch me there playing various video games. I mainly play fighting games because I love me some fighting games. Even though I'm not good at fighting games, I get mad. Come watch me get mad. Come watch me lose. Do whatever. Do whatever. Just talk. Just chat. I'm cool. I'm down to chat. We just listen to some tunes and some music. See me rage. See me press my staples button.
That was easy.
Whenever I lose, it's how it goes. And that's what it is. Twitch.tv/Giotavi. Bam. Better than the last time.
All right. Well, speaking of just come and just talk, people. Speaking of, talk to us. We want to hear some feedback from y'all. What are we doing in the show that you like? What are we doing in the Call in the Ring show that you don't like? Let us know. As well as let's get a dialogue going. Do you agree with what we said about Raw and SmackDown the 7th and the 8th of May 2018? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What's going on? Did you listen to the Backlash one? Do you agree with that? Do you want to just get a dialogue going, get dialogue flowing?
Feedback.
Let's get this going.
Let us know you like that.
Let's make this conversation not so one-sided, because right now me and Pete are basically talking to ourselves and a brick wall. So let's go ahead or a camera for that matter, I should say. So let's go. Let's make it where let's put some words to the ether that is the internet. You feel me? All right. All that out the way. We will see you all next week. We don't have to put out a billion fucking videos anymore because WWE is not trying to set up a billion fucking events right now. So we can go ahead and put out just a little bit of content, just like WWE is. And we will visit you all in about 7 days. That being said, as always, y'all, if you need to make an audible, you can always call it in the ring.
Adiosness.
Peace.